What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, let's get into the TA. Before we begin, please like the video. I would appreciate it so much, and the algorithm would definitely also appreciate it so much. So, while we're right here, we're gonna have to watch. Do we get a double bottom right here? And we will definitely be seeing intra video. Let me just take all these lines off for all of us and make this chart pretty clean here. All right, we're gonna come over here, we're gonna come right here, we're gonna come back over to that guy. All right, so let's start over here on the hourly time frame. I want to point out, so you did come up here to your previous double top, and now you triple top. This is not a sign of strength. All right, what you're looking for now is you're looking for a close above this, or you're looking for a close underneath, because currently we're just range bound. It is looking like we are going to be closing underneath. But at the same time, I can't make that judgment call because, you know, we haven't seen anything yet. We're going to see in a minute. But then we're going to have to wait another hour. But that is exactly what you want to be looking for. Just like you got this close over here, it brought you all the way up here. That is that. Now, I will also bring up what I pointed out in yesterday's video. That is my guarantee to you guys. All right. I will continuously point out. You'll continuously just get insights, consistent insights on SPY, QQ, and VIX over here on the channel. And I don't know if you are going to find them anywhere else on the interwebs, all right? But yeah, I pointed out over here on the 4-hour time frame, you do have this 8 EMA here, and this whole run up here, this whole entire run, I marked them with arrows actually. Every single time you close back above the 8 EMA, you did end up continuing your run. And then if you come all the way back down here, every time you closed above it, all right, you're trading flat. So what I did point out yesterday is we are either going to be trading flat, which is going to be frustrating price action. I think that could be what we're getting here. I don't think we are going to continue this trend higher. Maybe we do come up here to 359.93 gap fill. We are already at the 0.618 fib on SPY and QQQ, and then we also are right here at the August high. And so far we have a pretty sick, nasty shooting star candlestick forming on the daily. I don't know how this is going to shape up. I'm just going to say right now, they could very likely just trade you flat for the rest of the day because this is a pretty sexy candlestick. And if they're trying to form a topping tail like that, this is exactly how it forms. Like, yeah, they could bring it down and, you know, they could make this a red shooting star right there. But, you know, if I was the dealer, I would probably trade you flat from here. I'm just pointing that out right now. Regardless, you do have clear as day rejection at the double top over here, and then SPY over here, you did end up busting through your triple top, and now you're back testing it. So that is also what you're looking for. You're looking for, are you going to get an hourly close underneath it? You did just get the hourly close underneath your previous triple top. But what we're going to do, just like I did over there on QQ, is we're going to put a zone on here so we can clearly see this price action. Now, if you get an hourly close underneath this zone, I'm going to tell you right now, it's clear as day rejection. There's no denying that one. I don't think anybody, is going to deny that one. You're getting rejection. And as you see, it's literally right at the August high. We come over here to SPX. You had a rising wedge going on. We could point that out in the 4-hour time frame. It's also on SPY, but, SPX is the big boy over here. I'm actually going to point out you do have this bearish divergence on your 4-hour RSI. That's also something that is over on SPY. And you also have you have a quadruple bearish divergence going on now on QQQ. So I'm just going to tell you guys right now, I don't think you are going to be making it much higher. What I told the Discord earlier is I do think the indices are relatively tapped out. Someone brought up IWM, and what I was pointing out is like, hey, all right, if you want to long these things, I think you're going to want to wait for a close above the August high over here on SPY, because if it does get rejected, it's very likely going to just drag everything else with it. So just something to note. Let me actually just point out IWM, where we're sitting at right now and how I would be playing this thing. I would personally be taking my shot right here if you are going to take anything, because you could potentially be going up. You do have clear as day rejection here. It's just like SPY over there at the August high. You could be coming up for a head and shoulders. So if you really do want a little scalp on like a quick one, all right, IWM is pretty explosive recently. That could be one. And the next shot the next area I would take my shot at is all the way down here at 180 to 180.50. That is what I'm personally looking for in IWM. If I am going to be longing anything, that is what I want to be doing. I'm pointing out here, we are getting clear as day rejection. Again, all right, I think we are going to be getting that frustrating price action that I was referring to in yesterday's video over here. All right, I'm going to point this out, and I hope it's not like this for the next week. I do, but I fully acknowledge we do have June 16 expiration next week. We have FOMC next week. We have CPI next week. We have PPI next week on the same day as FOMC. So in reality, you know, it's kind of in the dealer's best interest to just, hey, let me frustrate the most amount of people here. Maybe trade you flat going into these dates, all right? I think we have CPI on Tuesday, and then FOMC and PPI are going to be on Wednesday. So maybe we do literally trade flat up here, all right, and get that frustrating price action until we, you know, have a catalyst to decide this next move. I'm going to tell you right now, we could be forming this, all right? So we already did this. Let's say a few more candlesticks go by, all right? You have that right there. You have that right there. And what if we end up going like that? So that's what I'm watching for. That's why I want to see the hourly close underneath here, because if you do hold it, you very much so can just go up and test the top of the range like you did the other day. Not the other day, but over here when you were also range bound. So that is personally what I'm looking for. We can bring up Mr. VIX over here. Mr. VIX is green on the day, while we do have SPY green on the day. That's probably, like, you know, if VIX keeps getting green on the day, though, you know, SPY is probably going to decline. But if they do close green together, we do have a sell signal over the next two trading sessions on SPY/SPX. So that is something to note as well. All right, I think that is honestly pretty much it, guys. Since it is Friday, we could look at the weekly time frame. We do have a spinning top candlestick over here on SPY. QQQ, we also have a sick, nasty spinning top candlestick. Let me just take that off to make sure I'm looking at the right thing. Yes, we are. And it does look like we are going to have increasing sell volume on the week. Let's just look at the last time you had increasing sell volume on the week. Right here, you did end up opening the week. You know, sellers got the way with the gap down or taking you under the, you know, the previous candle's close. And yeah, that's exactly what you had over here. And then you did rally. Let's look at the last time over here. All right, increasing sell volume. You did make another low there. All right, increasing sell volume here. That was different. All right, increasing sell volume here. Hey, that marked your bottom. All right, so it's not, you know, over here on the weekly time frame. I typically like the daily time frame, but this is something that I like to review. Obviously, we're going to review these things in the weekly update, and we're going to take a look at a few individual tickers as well in the weekly update. But yeah, this is something I like to review on in these Fridays videos, is that weekly volume. All right, it's not going to be 100%. None of these are going to be 100%. And oh, one more thing I'm going to point out: you do now have a bearish divergence again on your daily RSI, which came right at this triple top. And then SPY over here, you do have your RSI all the way up at 68. No, it's down at 66. So at the top, you were at 68, in between 68 and 69. And I was pointing out to the Discord that you could be doing the same exact thing you did over here and be literally, you know, you're up at 69. That's where you topped over there, the Feb high. All right, it's kind of a perfect spot, picture perfect spot to do so right at this August high. I was telling you in, I don't remember which video, but I was saying like, hey, all right, people probably were holding bags up here. There was liquidity. They wanted to get that, and they, you know, like they at least wanted to tap it. That's in their best interest. But also, a lot of people just didn't think that was going to be happening, including me. All right, I was completely open to it. I'm not going to say I thought we were going to get all the way up to 430, but you know, this is what's going on. I showed you guys the sentiment survey in, I think that was yesterday's video, and then I also showed you the day before that the fear and greed index hit 75. So we do know people are on the long side. This can continue. I want to point out over here. Over here at the October low, we did have that same sentiment survey show that we had 60% of people bearish. Now that came out on, that was like the high of the last year's high over there of like bearish sentiment. And that came out on September 21st, the week of September 21st. So I'm just pointing out, all right, like you still went decently lower. So I'm not saying we can't go higher here, all right? Like I'm going to be straight up, all right? It would probably hurt a lot of people to go up there, but I think it's going to hurt a lot more people if, well, not, I'm not going to say a lot more, but we are clearly seeing, hey, sentiment shift. Let's come, it's shifted. Let's come over here to Webull now, and let's just take a look at the option chain, because in reality, the dealers have the ability now to pay out less people, and they can bring it all the way down here to, what did I point out, 345? Yeah, 345. That is, you know, that's $8 lower by next week, and we do have FOMC. So I'm not saying FOMC doesn't, you know, make you skyrocket or, you know, drop like a rock. I'm not saying that. But, you know, regardless of any events that we got going on next week, it is going to be in the dealer's best interest to start bringing this down. And let's come over here to SPY. We can also, oh, come on, Mr. Webull. All right, we come over here to SPY, and I will point out we do have, I think they can, you know, it's still pretty put loaded, I believe, at 420. Yeah, so at 420, but you can literally come all the way down to 421. And again, it's the same scenario as QQ. They're going to be paying out less people. So I'm just saying we do have, you know, we have an open window there to, you know, start moving. It doesn't have to be quick. You know, honestly, it's in their best interest to make this move happen as slowly as possible, since everyone's been, like, up until this week, we've had bears outweighing the bulls. That's just been the case, all right? So if they don't want everyone to just have some huge sentiment shift because people are like, oh, wow, you clears day rejected the August high. You know, if I was the dealer, I'd do something like that. I don't know. All right. But yeah. All right, guys, that is the video. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.